Good morning. Today we will start chapter 6 for class 6 history, the Chinese civilization. The Chinese civilization is an oldest civilization. China is an East Asian country with a large territory, a very huge population and an ancient history. With written records dating back 4,000 years ago, it is recognized as one of the four great ancient civilizations. We have four civilizations: the Indus Valley civilization, the Mesopotamian civilization, the Egyptian civilization, and the Chinese civilization. Moreover, it is the only ancient civilization that has continued to this very day. This civilization developed on the banks of river Yangtze and river Huanghe. Because of that, it is also nicknamed as the river of sorrow, because there was regular flood every year in the river Huanghe. The first Neolithic community in China was set up at the Yuan Dynasty. There were three dynasties of the ancient China: the Shang Dynasty, the Zhou Dynasty, the Qin, and the Han Dynasty. The Shang Dynasty settled in the Huanghe River Valley, located at the Aoyin Valley. You can see this Aoyin, royal palaces, written documents, and the burial tombs. The society was divided into kings, the nobles, priests, and the warriors. Women were seen as an inferior class. Here we will see a brief record of the important factors. The government and society. China ruled by strong monarchy system. The capital city of the city was surrounded by the court. Rituals were performed to strengthen the kingdom and keeping it safe. The king was the highest authority. All the orders were given by the king himself. He also protected and prevented the rebellions and also fought the outside opponents. The agricultural society. Agriculture was the utmost occupation of the people of China. Farmers called on to fight an army working on building projects, tombs, palaces, and walls. The religion of the Shang Dynasty played a very major role. They believed in the spirits of the ancestors, had the power to bring good fortune or disaster to living members of their family. They worshipped the god Shang Di. They believed that their ancestors protected them from any kind of misfortune, so they used to worship their ancestors. They believed that supernatural forces could intervene in worldly affairs. They practiced ancestors worship. They believed in life after death. Spirits of ancestors could bring good or bad fortune to living family members. Sometimes they also used to perform human sacrifices, which is now no more existing. A company was there to accompany the king after death. Very important, the utilized things of oracle bones were used to communicate with gods. Apart from this, Chinese civilization also saw the beginning of the Confucianism. Confucianism was more like a philosophy than a religion. Confucius was a Chinese scholar a very learned man. Confucianism started in China around the time of 500 BC. Being thought of more of a philosophy than a religion, Confucianism has influenced many Chinese culture, which now also exists in China. The Chinese were the first to invent silk. Silk was exotic and expensive, so it was good for trading with the rest of the world. They invented silk from silkworm and also made paper out of it. The production of silk originated in China in the Neolithic community. Silk remained confined to China, and this gave a rise to the Silk Route. The Silk Road. In order to make trade possible, the emperor of that time developed a Silk Road. Following this route, the traders used to take silk from China and they used to bring glass, linen and gold back to China. So this was the Silk Route. They used to take silk from China and they used to bring glass, linen and the gold back to China. Art of writing. The Chinese developed a very beautiful form of writing which was known as pictograph. They drew small pictures on bamboo slips to express their ideas. They also drew pictures expand the idea regarding an object like a fruit, a serpent, a river, or sometimes also the time of the day like dawn, noon or night. You can see the Chinese script, a small example given here. Used to draw small pictures on bamboo slips. Occupation. Agriculture was the most important occupation. It played a vital role, important role in China. They were the first in the world to worldwide output for rice, wheat, potatoes, tomatoes, tea, millets and cotton. The Terracotta Army is also an important thing about the Chinese civilization. They used to believe that once the king dies, he is accompanied with a range of soldiers. The small statues of soldiers made up of terracotta were buried along with the king, which was believed to protect the king after his death in the afterlife. You can see the small statues of the terracotta soldiers. Architecture. The beautiful example of architecture is the worldly famous the Great Wall of China, which is built across the historic northern borders of China to protect and consolidate territories of China states, empires against various kinds of nomadic groups and their polities. The Wall of China. Lastly, we will see all the other important achievements of the Chinese. The Chinese invented paper, magnetic compass, the gunpowder. They were the first who taught mathematics in school, and they also started the block printing. You can see the early Chinese paper.